Good afternoon. On behalf of Cody and Patience, I would like to welcome you to this special celebration of the union of their two lives. And as you can see, this could be a quite very interesting ceremony, as we've seen already. So I might as well join the fun and start this off the way they wanted me to start it off. Marriage. Is what brings us together today. Oh, you don't know that's a Princess Bride quote, so check out the movie later. It's a great movie. But what an exciting day. I mean, I think of, there's very few times when we have this much family and friends getting together for one event. So what a special time, what a special day to just be all together and just celebrate this and have a good time. My name is Joshua Lanny. I'm Patience's brother. And I'm kind of like a hybrid today because, you know, I'm kind of like the minister, but I'm also kind of a groomsman. So I'm a minister with the coat on, groomsman with the coat off. Anyways, I'm glad you guys are laughing. I hope we have a good time today because this should be a good, just fun celebration of what God has done. So you may be seated. And at this time, we're going to have Ben come, and he's going to read a scripture for us, Matthew chapter 19, verses 4 through 6.
Marriage, we have to understand who created it. We have to understand who designed it, and I want us to listen to Jesus' words about who designed marriage and what his purpose for it is. Matthew 19, verse 4 through 6. And he answered and said to them, "Have you not read that he who made them at the beginning made them male and female, and said, for this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and to the two shall become one flesh. So then they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let not man separate."
Thank you, Ben. As you can see from that Bible passage, marriage is a sacred relationship that God created. It was created, it was thought of all by God. He created man in his own image. And then he said, it's not good for man to be alone. And so he creates one woman for that man. Not another man, not a bunch of women, but one woman for that man. It was God's idea. He established it and he defined the sacred relationship of marriage because it is what was best for mankind. One man, one woman. We also see in the Bible that Jesus attended the wedding, showing that he endorsed this. But the most interesting fact of all is that the Bible tells us that this relationship between a man and a woman represents Jesus Christ and his church. Paul tells us this is a mystery. We can't even figure this out. It's so glorious and mysterious. But the groom representing Jesus and the bride representing the church. So this is a very sacred relationship that God created. And we are here to celebrate God bringing together another man and another woman together today, and that's Cody and Patience. Now, another point that was made in Ben's passage was that a man shall leave his father and mother and cleave unto his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. This leaving and cleaving, you know, it's something that God has said must be done for marriage to happen. And it's, for me, I would say it's something that needs to be done to be successful in marriage. And my pastor, he's counseled many couples, and he says, you know, most of the problems are involved in either one of the people or both of them having troubles leaving or cleaving. In one of those areas or both those areas, that creates most of the problems in marriage. And so this can be difficult, leaving and cleaving. And we wanted to do something to kind of make this leaving part a little bit easier. And so Cody and Patience have written some letters to their parents, just thanking them. And so I want to read those just real quickly to you. Cody, he wrote this. He said, he says, "Dear Mom, Dad, Jimmy, and Linda, well, when God made me, I guess he knew what two parents simply wouldn't be enough. That two parents simply wouldn't be enough to raise Cody Allen Rushing. So he gave me 4 instead. And I couldn't have made it to this moment without all 4 of you. Mom, I could never thank you enough for all of your love and prayers over the years. Thank you for always being there to encourage me, take care of me, and to occasionally give me a good smack upside the head when I needed it, which was fairly often. I know that if it wasn't your head smacks and prayers, then I never would have become the man that Patience has fallen in love with. And I could never thank you enough for that. I love you, Mom. Daddy, the dad man. Thank you so much for always being in my life. You and Mom may have stopped loving each other, but neither one of you ever stopped loving me. And I couldn't be more thankful for that. Thank you for always being my dad, even from a few hundred miles away. That's a blessing that most kids in divorced families don't get. And I would never have become the man I am now if it wasn't for you showing me the fatherly love and affection that I need so much. Thanks, Dad, man. I love you so much. Jimmy, you had to live with me for 15 years, and we're not even related by blood, so that's pretty awesome. I could barely get people at college to live with me for one semester when we weren't related, much less 15 years. But seriously, thank you for never treating me as anything less than your own flesh and blood. And thank you for introducing me to your wonderful family who have always treated me like their own flesh and blood from even before you and Mom were married. I love you, Jimmy. Linda, you have put up with both me and my dad, two rushing men, so that alone makes you worthy of some sort of trophy or medal. Thank you so much, Linda, for treating me like one of your own sons from the moment you married my dad, and even from before that time, really. Thank you for always making me a part of your family when I come to visit, and thank you for loving my dad so much, for being an awesome and godly wife to him and stepmom to me. I love you, Linda. In Christ's love, Cody Allen Russian, Psalm 19:14. And Patience, she wrote, Dear Mom and Dad, I love, appreciate, and respect you both so much. I'm so truly thankful for you. I'm grateful for all of the many adventures and life lessons that came our way, and for the amazing godly parents you have been for me, which has all played a part in making me into the person I am today. Thank you for giving me the best gift possible, by not only telling me about Jesus, but also living out your faith and allowing Jesus to shine so evidently through you. I have learned so much from both of you, and will no doubt continue to learn from you despite the miles between us. Although I will greatly miss being able to sit down face to face in person and share in our sweet conversations, we are thankfully blessed with great technology, and I very much look forward to sitting down and still sharing in our sweet conversations via phone, Skype, and even FaceTime. I love you both. Thank you for being awesome. Love always, Patience. Proverbs 3, 5 through 6.
Thanks for reading my last.
Well, the last one is the one that leads us to this next part. And it's symbolism of the leaving. And it is hard to do. It is hard to do, but they're still with you. They still love you, and you can still contact them, and they're still here for you. So, with that, I will say, who gives this woman in marriage?
Sign a paper. I'm good. As long as I get the endorsement. What is going on with my wife, folks?
Oh, it's just attached. And just because you are leaving them doesn't mean you can't still visit, call or WhatsApp. For those who don't know, WhatsApp is some kind of app that you can get on your phone. Cody had it first, then told Patience back. Oh, you had it first? Oh, well, okay. So anyways, then they forced, and you have to pay $1 a year for this app. I don't know about you, that's too much money for me. I'm only looking about free apps. They forced all of us to pay the $1 and get this app.
Yeah.
But it has been great. In fact, you might want to get it, and then what they do is they put you in like a little group, and then they send you 1,000,000 pictures and everything else every single day. I think one day I had 105 pictures in one day. It was like, bloop, bloop, bloop. My phone was going crazy all over.
You can record your voice, so who doesn't want to hear these guys all day long? We do.
But I want you to know your parents can still be a great source of wisdom to you. They've already been down this road. That they can give you a lot of wisdom. And the Bible tells us there is wisdom in a multitude of counselors. Even though you're leaving them, they are still there for you for a source of wisdom and counsel. So use it. All right, at this time, Patience and Cody wanted to start our ceremony with worship. And I think that is so appropriate because this is God's idea. This is God's thing that He's brought together. And so we want to honor Him. And they want to invite you to worship with them and just admit they're going to admit their need for Him in His marriage and their desire to honor Him in His marriage. But I invite you all to enter in worship as well. And together, and all as a people, admit we need you, God. And we want you to be honored in our lives. So, Patience and Cody.
Piano is on. So there's gonna be words on the screen here so that you guys can sing with us. And I would encourage you to stand as we have this time of worship. And this was something Patience had seen Josh and Sarah do in their wedding. And marriage is all about God. It's not about me. It's not about Patience. So I think people keep telling me it is. I think it's really about God. And it's a gift that He has given us, and so that we can use it to bring more glory to His name than perhaps that we could have done as individuals. And now as we come together, that's what we want to do more than anything, is honor God with our lives. And we want to do the same thing with our wedding. What we practice in our marriage, we want to start practicing today during our wedding. So join us for this time of worship. We'll start with the song, Give Us Clean Hands.
We turn
And if you're able, please stand with us for this second song. It's a song called Let It Be Said of Us. It may not be as familiar to you as the other song was, but it's an awesome song just about the way we should live our lives, that when people look at us, that they should see Christ and they should be able to say these things about us. So let's sing these words and live them in our lives. Thank you. You may now be seated.
Amen and amen. May your marriage, representing Christ in His church.
False alarm, guys. False alarm.
May your marriage, representing Christ in His church, may that be said of you guys. Amen. Well, let me give you a few. And let me start with a story. For those of you who don't know, I am a pastor at my church, but I also teach middle school students during the week, public school, and then I teach for college as well, some ESL classes at night. But My first year of teaching, and maybe patients can relate to this. When I first started teaching, I thought, let me just say this, the first year of teaching was the toughest year of my life. But I thought that it was going to be the greatest year of my life. I thought, these children are going to love me. They're going to think I'm so great. They're going to trip on every word I have to say. They're going to listen to me really well. Because they're going to just, boy, was I naive. It was the exact opposite. It was a battle every day to teach, and it was just a nightmare, especially because I didn't go to school at first for teaching. And so I wasn't trained in anything on how to control kids, and it was just a rough year. Marriage is sometimes like that. You go into it with a lot of expectations. You think, oh, everything's going to be so wonderful. And then the hard times hit. You start to realize, wow, this is not what I signed up for. This is not what I thought it was going to be. And all those expectations just go away, and you're just stuck with all the reality of everything. But I will say this. Be understanding. Realize that those moments are going to come. But look at them not as times to get frustrated, but times to get to know and appreciate the other person better. Another thing I'm going to say is this. I would not be the kind of teacher I am today. Now, I'm a very good teacher today, but I would not be that kind of teacher if I didn't go through that first year. And as much as I would like to forget that year, I am always thankful. And I always thank God for allowing me to go through it, because it made me a better teacher. It made me enjoy teaching, because now I can do it. So when you go through those tough times, don't give up. Push through those times, grow and learn through those times, and you know what's going to happen. You will have a better marriage for it. You will enjoy your spouse more too. I love my wife. She's over there, one of the bridesmaids. I love my wife today more than I ever have. And I didn't think that was possible. When we first got married, I thought, man, I love her so much. There's no way I could love her anymore. And today I love her way more than I ever did. And I didn't think it was possible. That's because we went through those tough times. And we grew through that. And we learned to appreciate each other. I want to encourage you to continue to go to God and His Word. I know you guys are big on that. Keep that going. As I stated before, marriage was designed by God. He's the one that came up with this whole idea, so who do you think knows how to have the best marriage? So go to His Word, not just in times of trouble, but in other times, so that you learn how to avoid the times of trouble. It is in His Word where you will see the perfect picture and most extraordinary example of true love. It says in Romans 5:8, but God demonstrated His own love toward us in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. This means that while we were ugly, undesirable, frustrating, that's when God loved us. That's when He showed His love to us. So times are going to come in your marriage when you're going to find the other person ugly, undesirable, frustrating. It's at those times you need to show love like God showed you. And remember, first of all, you were a sinner that was loved by God. And you can love this sinner just as God's loved you. In fact, Cody, husbands are told to hold to a standard of this kind of standard of love when they're told to love their wives. It says in Ephesians 5, verses 25 to 33. It says, husbands, love your wives, just as Christ also loved the church and gave Himself for her, that He might sanctify and cleanse her with the washing of water by the word, that He might present her to Himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that she should be holy and without blemish. So husbands ought to love their own wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. For no one ever hated his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it, just as the Lord does the church. For we are members of His body, of the flesh and of His bones. For this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother, be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church. Nevertheless, let each one of you in particular so love his own wife as himself, and let the wife see that she respects her husband. I want to challenge you to both rise to that standard of love, that kind of sacrificial love. And you may feel like that's impossible. And you're right, it is impossible. And I was so encouraged at your bridal shower in Phoenix at your church. They gave me the secret to it all. The secret to the Mission Impossible.
That's a sugar?
Practice for the real thing.
You guys are breaking the rules. I have to say, oh man. But the secret is in this gifts of the Spirit. This comes from Galatians chapter 5, verses 22 to 24. It says, but the fruits of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such there is no law. And those who are Christ have crucified the flesh with its passions and desires. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not become conceited, provoking one another, envying one another. This shows that we have to get our selfish desires out of the way and let God's Spirit produce the fruit of love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control through us. These are not things that we can do on our own. These are fruits of the Spirit. So, when times reveal that you are married to a sinner, you are married to a sinner. When times reveal you are married to a sinner, may you humble yourselves first by recognizing you are God's love. Then, may you get your flesh out of the way and let God produce the fruits of the Spirit through you. Amen? At this time, Cody has a special song for you, Patience.